Yes? Have you not knocked yet?
Now you go.
Great. What's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. It's also the place where Greg perpetually interrupts and otherwise throws me off at the start of every single show. Whether it's I don't know. Well, what did you say one time? One time it was just a fart sound. The last time it was like something like monkey balls. I don't know. You say weird things and you do weird things right before we go live, and it throws me off, but that's okay. Because we are back and we have Gene Velpe here, we've got Andy Scherer here. We got a couple of Philly boys on the phone call on the broadcast with us today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about getting intentional, and we're going to talk a little bit with Gene about the latest that he has to share on tech and marketing and all that good stuff. We got questions to answer. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. So first of all, the junior grandmaster himself, the ever irritating and sleep deprived Greg McDaniel. What's up?
And I have no comeback for you because I am utterly sleep deprived at the moment. I woke up this morning going, F my life. I just want to sleep. My two furry idiots were using me as a runway, letting me know that they were fucking hungry. And my face hurt because I felt puffy from traveling all damn day yesterday. But the epic part about yesterday, Matt, is, dude, the overwhelming love and just support and just incredible interactions that, we got from the people that we got to meet at the event, the folks that have been watching our show. So, guys, everyone that Matt and I had the opportunity to meet yesterday, oh my God, it was such an honor and a privilege to spend time with you guys. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for, coming up and meeting us. Thank you for just hanging around with us. Thank you for letting us know that this show is making an impact in your life. That meant the world to me yesterday. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, uncharacteristic of me, I'm actually positive. So fuck you, Matt. Now we're back to my negativity. Let's go.
You're one of the most positive people I know. If anything, I'm the one that tends to skew towards the negative. We know that. So whenever Greg is the more negative one, we know something's drastically wrong. Either he's sick or he's had no sleep in the last 10 hours. So anyways, one of those two. But first of all, let's bring in Gene first, and just thank you for being here, by the way, because you came in on short notice. We appreciate it.
No, I love being here. I go out of my way to join you boys. It was a hustle and a bustle to get here, but I'm here. So I love being with you guys on Friday.
Awesome. And we love having you. And we're excited to hear what you have to share. And then Andy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure.
All right.
Great
so let's start with you, Andy, real quick. Just give people a sense of who you are, where you are, what you do, and then we'll get to Gene with the local marketing tip.
Yeah, so I am I run Pillar 9 Coaching, and I'm a coach. We'll put it that way. So typically you get the consultants, you got coaches, and everybody has Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, KW Maps. So I fit into all of those categories really. And so what I do is take real estate agents right now. That's what I'm focusing on, building business, really focusing on all 9 pillars, whether it's faith, spirituality, family relationships, health, mindset, wealth management, going all the way to education, just building a lifestyle that it's actually in alignment instead of working 60 to 70 hours a week and not seeing families and things like that. So I have a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun today, as always.
Oh, dude, with you, you're going to make it rain with knowledge, man. I love having you on the show.
Yes, and we were laughing so hard before we started live broadcasting. So I'm excited for today just because I know it's going to be fun and we'll deliver a lot of content. So Gene, let's turn to you. So what's been on your mind this past week and a half since we last had you on the show? Anything cool that you've come across, and what do you want to share?
What's been on my mind is the NFL draft, baby. It's in Philly. Andrew knows that.
That's right.
So watching the Eagles very closely.
Who did my beloved Cowboys pick?
I don't think the Cowboys picked yet, did they?
Did they? Okay, there's been 3 rounds. They didn't pick yet. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
No. Last night was only 1 round, just 1 round.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So besides
the draft, let's get into the important stuff.
Important stuff. This is actually a quick one. So maybe you have noticed this, and maybe you haven't. But if you haven't, take a look. Facebook recently launched what's called Live Contributor. So if you go to your business page, there's this new little thing that comes across the top, and it looks like a red camera, and it says you can now have people contribute to your page via Facebook Live, even if they're not an administrator on your page. So here's why that's cool. You run a real estate team of 8 people, and Sunday you have 4 open houses. these people can actually, you can set them up behind the scenes as a live contributor, and they can actually Facebook Live into your team page. So, and this is only the tip. This is the tip of the iceberg. So there's some other things that people are going to do very creatively. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Well, we're laughing at. But
just a tip.
Nothing. And Andy is chuckling about just the tip. That's all right.
Nope, you're
just
good.
Keep moving on. Moving on.
Yep. Keep on keeping on. Let's keep going.
Freudian slip. Just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. So, and listen, we could go so many different directions. I'm leaving that alone. I'm totally leaving it alone. There's kids watching this show. Damn it.
Right.
Oh, Greg is tired, isn't he? He is tired. That's awesome.
He is tired.
That's awesome.
My God.
So here's what it ends up being. I think the cool part about it ends up being that if you have 5 agents that are on your team and they all have their own Facebook pages, they can each go live from their own separate pages, pulling the eyeballs into those separately. Well, if you have a team page, now you can use all of those agents to pull the eyeballs into your page. So, and like I said, there's going to be there's going to be a lot of other things that rear its head from this. Rear its head? No, I didn't get anything.
I'm just being quiet now because I can laugh at all this shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, but listen. Go to the business page, check out the top of it. If you can't find it, shoot me a message. I'll show you how to go through it. But there's going to be some creative ways that people are going to be using that moving forward. So keep your eye out for the live contributor on the Facebook business page.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's when did they launch that?
I know they've been talking about it. I actually just saw it on, what's today, Friday? So Wednesday night I logged in and saw it, and I logged into a bunch of the pages that we manage, and it was across the top of all of them. So it was a brand new thing.
I got to look into that. I got to jump on that and see. So work it out one more time for me. So if I have an average, just some other agent, holding an open house for me, they can go to my Facebook, my business page, and they can do a live stream without admin status about an open house, so they can do any kind of stream that they want. Do I need to approve it, or can they just go live?
No, so you have to approve it. So you have to actually go into the settings, and where you would make them an admin or a moderator, you can now make them a live contributor. And really what it is you're giving folks, picture it as like your own news reporter. You can have these people out on the street, but they don't have the ability to whack your page, delete it, change things, add things. So you're giving them a small dose of privilege on your page while you're allowing them to contribute to the Facebook Live.
Yep. So when you
say approve it, Greg, you mean like one at a time, right? Somebody starts broadcasting and somebody has to be there to approve it, right?
Well, I don't want to be a dick pic and booby show on my business page, so I want to make sure that it's an appropriate content. That's all I'm saying. Like if I see Gene Velpe go live, I can be like, oh, Gene, boop, access, go, right? Or is it one time, one and done?
No. So what you would do is you and I would have the conversation ahead of time. So you solicit me to be out on the street. You create an account for me as a live contributor, and then we do it. And if you want to pull me away from it, you take me out of there like you would an admin. So as long as I'm there as a live contributor, I can do live feeds from your page, but you can just as easily pull me away from that as well.
Interesting. No, just from pages.
That's what I want to clarify.
Right? It's just from pages. It's not to groups, or is it into groups as well?
Yeah, no, I heard. I looked the other night on groups and I didn't see it, but I wasn't really checking that out. I don't think it's available for groups, but I could totally be wrong. We got to look at that.
Okay, so how could an agent how could they leverage this out to other real estate, friendly agents in their area and or not in the area? So let's say I'm thinking like if I have agents that I'm friendly with in San Jose or elsewhere, I can say, hey, look, give me the ability to be a contributor because I know that you're a feeder market for my market and I can advertise, my listings, and I'll encourage them to go to the agent of whoever's page they're watching from. Therefore, that agent can get they can get a referral fee up to me for giving me access to, broadcast onto their page. I mean, something like that.
Yeah, and listen, as you're talking, so I haven't gone through this in my head enough to figure out all the cool ways they're going to be using it. But as you're talking about this, I'm thinking, like, let's say today I could make you guys a live contributor to my page and feed this show directly to my people on my page. So you can hit up a bunch of real estate agents that love you guys and maybe allow you guys to be live contributors to their page. So when we're streaming, it streams this show throughout all their pages.
Oh, good Lord.
So
So everybody,
that's just an
everybody,
idea.
Greg needs another place to go live. God help us all.
everybody, give us access. Let us be contributors. Please. Oh, speaking
Oh
of
my
that,
God.
hey, the Think Bigger group, guys, welcome. I'm super excited to have you guys be a part of this with us. Now, I think that there's some really cool stuff that we're going to be able to do with you guys, and I'm just really excited that you guys gave us access, and that with the content we're going to be giving into you guys is going to be something value. So welcome to the Think Bigger group. I had to get that in there, that we were able to join their broadcast into their group for the first time today, Matt. So
Awesome.
they're
Thank
getting
you
all
guys.
of
We
us.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. The one other scenario I wanted to mention, just because it's on the heels of us meeting this guy yesterday at the San Diego Realtor Expo. So there's a guy named Mike Kelly who hosts a radio show, Greg, in the Bay Area. He's obviously west of you.
The guy that you chased down.
What's up?
The guy that
The
you
guy-
chased
the
down.
guy I chased down.
I look. Matt tells me he does a radio show, and Matt, I'm looking at him. I'm like, Matt, go get him. And Matt's like, shit.
Yeah, we talked about the show, and we talked about getting, like, I don't know what we talked about. We talked about him listening to our show, but then he mentioned that he hosted like a Bay Area radio show. So yeah, it took me a second, but anyway, so I chased him down. We're going to have Greg on his show, right? So Greg, when you go on a show, he broadcasts his show live on Facebook. So what you'd want to do is you appearing on someone else's local radio show where they're already broadcasting to Facebook Live. Great. Give them contributor status to your Facebook page. And I don't know if they might need something like Live Leap if they're already broadcasting to it. But if they're not, or whatever the case is, you can have them set up so that they could theoretically broadcast into your McDaniel Callahan Real Estate Facebook page, so the people in your local area on your Facebook page can see that you're on the radio live right into your page.
Yep.
Interesting. I like
and
it
actually
already.
get the real radio feed with the real audio, not just having your phone set up in the corner, right?
Right. Get the good stuff. I mean, this is potentially a massive opportunity to go befriend agents all over the state, the country, wherever else, any kind of feeder markets that come into your market, be able to showcase what new listings are going on, what kind of cool things are happening in your neighborhoods on that agent's page, by bringing more value to that agent, encouraging people like, hey, everybody, Matt, if you guys are watching this on a local real estate agent's page, it's not here in Danville, California, I encourage you, reach out to that agent, have them get in touch with me, and we can, get you guys set up on a home search, kind of give that incentive out. So, because I'd be happy to pay a 25% referral fee for a warm lead into me from an agent going, hey, look, Matt, Julie, and the three obese little wood denting, insulin sucking babies decided to contact me. They saw a new home coming up, and they need to buy a large house, wide hallways.
With gutters on each side.
Yeah, with troughs,
gutter
so
guards.
the kids can just scoop their hands up with Twinkies as they mosey on through.
Now imagine if the McDaniel real estate team wasn't just in Danville, and let's say it was throughout the state of California. Every one of those agents has a Facebook page that you, Greg, and I would be broadcasting. Remember the original vision of RE360?
I do.
So originally, like, Greg came to me and said, look, we need to have this show that's like aimed at consumers. I'm like, that is a horrible idea. Let's do something aimed at agents. But if, let's say, you could create a show that would be appealing to the general public, that was about real estate, if you had agents throughout the state that were plugged into your network, then you could broadcast, and essentially Facebook becomes your distribution rather than, let's say, YouTube, for example.
Yeah, I think that there is huge implications here in a positive way, Gene. I mean, Andrew, I know your brain's rolling 1,000 miles an hour over there. You're coaching a lot of, incredible agents. I mean, where are you going with this?
Right. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, think about that referral network. So it's exactly where you went with it, just that referral network. And then again, so just coming from a place of giving value the entire time. I mean, that ability to connect everyone like that through that business page is unreal. That's awesome. That's a huge feature to add.
Huge feature. And Gene, so did you hear about if it's going to be coming down for groups as well? Because that's another massive win. Because think about this.
That would be big.
Think about if you're not talking to real estate agents, but you could go out to local groups, like, Danville Homes, Walnut Creek Homes, the 925, whatever, right? But you get the opportunity to be a contributor into those, so you're no longer admin, but you can go to all the groups, no fear of changing anything, just like pages. I mean, there would be no reason not to allow you in there if it's going to be new content. I mean, you could literally be your own broadcast your own broadcasting
Yeah,
channel.
I mean, think about that, right? Like everybody is sitting here saying that they need content developers, and that's like they don't have enough time to develop content, and that's free. That's free. It's right there. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Greg, you want to start
Well,
the
listen,
next Keeping Current Matters?
Yes. Yes, I do. Come on.
Yeah. All right, Gene. Well, what do we got?
No. So I was just going to say, like, just in the 3 seconds we're talking about this, there's already 5 ideas. So what I would suggest that people do is keep their eyes out for what some of the creative folks in their area are doing, and just watch it and use ideas for yourself. Like I'm thinking, just for you guys, let's say you hooked up with 10 different realtors throughout the country that were all in these spots that with $5 million homes or great vacation homes, and once a week you had them tune in with the vacation home of the month. Imagine the type of traffic that would drive to your page. I think at the end result is that you're able to have people contributing to your page, and the eyeballs that are watching what they're doing, you're benefiting from that.
I love that idea. I mean, you could have someone in San Francisco and New York talking about penthouses and luxury upscale living, have someone down in the Florida Keys talking about beach living, have someone in San Diego, it's kind of in Southern California living, having someone in Milwaukee, talk about Milwaukee living. I don't know why, but
Sorry, Milwaukee.
But I mean, my point is like you're your own HGTV potential channel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge. I'm on a high right now. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like for you guys too, we're talking about California. You just create a channel called One Stop Real Estate. Like we talked about that Snap Listings NYC, where they basically, there's a bunch of agents got together and created a Snapchat channel, and all they do is go through rentals in the New York City area and snap it. So when you go to Snap Listings NYC, if you want to rent an apartment, you can go through. And they said they're actually driving leads directly from Snapchat. We could do this now with Facebook Live. So you're one spot for all California real estate. You have agents all throughout the state feeding into that channel. People come there to see anything available in Cali, and you're the guy they're commenting and sending messages to. So it could be a big thing.
Wow.
I mean, you can as an individual agent. Sorry, Greg.
No.
As an individual agent, you can also tap into vendors as well too. That's huge.
Yep, agreed.
There's so many.
Yeah, as I say, giving a lender access, like direct access to streaming to your real estate page is such a no-brainer way to add value to them. Because then, if at first, think about just a couple years ago or a few years ago, I guess now it's been, that I was working at Viral Marketing trying to help people do that, like bring their lenders into their videos, and the proposition was, hey, lender, would you like to drive across town, put on a suit, and drive all the way across town to my office to star in my video that you can sit down in my desk in front of my webcam and record a video with me? And was like, no.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it happened, but now it's like, hey, would you like to have access to stream live to my page anytime you good and well feel like it? And by the way, you can just pull out your iPhone and do it from wherever you feel like it.
Yeah, but also it's charities, it's local businesses, local celebrities. It's, it could be public officials that are trying to get the word out, and you got a larger stand to stand on. I mean, it can literally be anything. You can develop any channel multiple different channels. I mean, there is massive potential here.
Yep. So jump on it, guys, because it's going to. Yeah. The interesting thing about this, Gene, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what happened with Facebook pages in terms of the text and the picture content is that people realized that they didn't like the content, right? Facebook pages, the content that people were putting on their Facebook page wasn't compelling enough. And so Facebook had to devalue that content and basically say, look, maybe 5 out of 100 people that like your page are going to see this post. Now, if they really like it, if 5 out of every 100 people really like it, then we'll show it to more people. But really, we want you to boost it. The interesting thing to watch is if they're going to encourage Facebook Live video to pages, and we have these tools like LiveLeap that allow us to broadcast on multiple pages at once, are we going to end up devaluing our own content, and then Facebook is going to have to push live video from pages way down the feed again, and then the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say now is the time to jump on it before Facebook figures that out.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but here's what I think, Matt. I think this is the latest and greatest, newest technology, which means that's where Facebook's driving their research and development dollars. Which means right now you're probably going to get almost fake boost in it because they want that to get out even faster than it would normally.
They want the traction.
So exactly. So for a short period of time, you can probably really jump on this. Now, just real quick. that other stuff you're talking about that they devalued is still very important because you want to keep that algorithm going. So don't completely abandon the text and the articles and the photos. You got to keep doing it. But this is something that you should absolutely be jumping on. This is that we go back to the top of the triangle. This is the top of the triangle in Facebook's eyes right now, where they're saying if you do this, do it often and do it dynamically and at a point where people are watching and clicking the heart, you're going to get more love from them. So do it and see what happens. It's not going to hurt you.
So I think that's a perfect segue too, just to what Howard titled, because it's getting intentional. So
Did you just look up
you just,
for the title?
I wrote it down on my whiteboard. I have a whiteboard right here.
I think it was like at the top of the screen, like it's up there somewhere.
So yeah,
It's like a Vanna White thing.
yeah, absolutely. But just getting intentional with it, right? So like this is one of those early onset, early adapter things right now. Just get intentional with it, implement it into your marketing plan, and measure it. Measure the ROI and keep expanding. Get intentional with it.
So Andrew,
Well,
where would you start? Where would be the first people that you would go talk to?
Dude,
who
if
would
I
you
was an
advise
individual agent, I'd be on top of my vendors right now.
Just bam, the roofer, the inspector, everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the script, the dialogue is so easy. Listen, I've been trying to find ways to get you in touch with all of my past clients and closed clients and all of my raving fans as fast as I possibly can. Here you go.
On a silver platter.
Yeah, I mean, they are right there, and let's develop a content plan and move forward.
Yeah.
That was a great
it's
script.
also a good platform for interviews if you can do them. If you show up at your lender vendor's office or whatever the case is, you're doing interviews. So a couple of years ago when I did this project with Jeff Cohn to try to bring his referral kind of network closer together, so I interviewed a bunch of his people in his referral network, and the struggle with them was they couldn't freaking post anything to their own websites. They could not take an article where it was an interview with them about their business, and they couldn't get it up on their own website. If there's just a little setting where you can help them click on Facebook, where they can give you access to their page and you can broadcast an interview with them about their business to their page, where they don't have a lot of stuff going on, but they have people that are fans, and all of a sudden they've got a live video dropping to a page that hasn't seen a ton of good content, it'd be very, very interesting. At least it'd be a lot easier than what I was trying to do, which is co-writing articles and get them to post it to the website.
Dude. Yeah. And I just got a text from one of my one-to-one clients, Don Bass, who's an amazing circle prospector too. So he just said, "What are we talking about?" Gene, do you want to?
What are we talking about, gentlemen? Good Lord.
Well, quit being late to the party. Goddamn. Did you catch that? I don't know if you caught that guy, Greg, after the session yesterday. He's like, "Hey, I missed I missed most of the session. Well, really all of the session. Would you mind recapping what was said?"
Sure, not a problem. No. This is
on video.
Yes,
it's on video.
Yes. You can have it home. So, gentlemen, I met the founder of this company called Wiki Realty. I just posted it in the link here. It's kind of like a LinkedIn meets a ton of different other verticals. And Gene, I want to share this with you. I think this could be really key for you and your business, and Andrew for you as well. Basically, you can post video, 360 video, 360 photos. They're coming up with live videos soon, and you can take all your past videos and upload them, and you can put them in certain boxes so that you can start becoming the local expert in your area, based upon the things that other people are interested in. And you can simultaneously post this out to all of your social media channels as well. So we're gonna get them on the show. But Andrew, I want you to take a look at it. Gene, I would love for you to take a look at it. Kind of tear it apart, put it back together. It seemed pretty freaking cool when I was talking to these guys yesterday, and I figured I'd just kind of share it with everybody today.
Awesome.
But
interesting. Didn't
really answer the question of what we're talking about. So.
All right, well, listen, before you get into that, let me get out of the way, because I took enough of Andrew's time, and you guys probably don't know this, but Andrew and I have been working behind the scenes to set up a lunch. I'm holding you to that, buddy. Let's do it.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, so listen, have a great weekend, boys. I'll see you soon.
All right,
buddy. Rock it out, man.
Later, Jim.
See you.
All right. So, Andy, besides trading draft advice for the Eagles, which we feel free to do that, because I'm sure
I'm a Giant fan, so
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know what to do with you then. All right. So let's let's talk about what it means to get intentional. So, Andy, when you talk about looking at like lead generation, we're talking about all your different clients. They're each doing something different, but they usually have like one or two things that they really focus on, and just how valuable that is. So let's talk about that a little bit. So what do you mean by getting intentional?
Well, I think it's running a business that isn't just haphazard, like you're throwing stuff against the wall and hoping that it just sticks. Having a strategy, sticking to the strategy, measuring it, and then making adjustments along the way. So becoming really ridiculously and highly aware of everything that's going on in your business, from the lead generation standpoint to how you're moving people through a relationship funnel, to how you're really cultivating a raving fan base so that they are driving referrals for you and creating other lead generators through your closed clients, right? So for everyone, I mean, almost every single one of my one-to-one clients right now, I have someone who's absolutely amazing with circle prospecting. I have someone that is highly referral based. In fact, she's jumping from $5 million a year to $12 million this year, just because of simple systems that we've developed and put into place, and she's rocking it out. I have other people that are investments in expired, but just getting really intentional with the systems and strategies that they're doing, tracking all of that, and then making adjustments along the way. So that's the business intentionality, and then breaking it down into, really what that looks like from a monthly and daily tactical approach to what you can do to move the needle forward on a daily basis.
Where would you say that people need to start the most? Would it be, what would that one thing, if they didn't have the money to hire you, unfortunately, and you are almost completely booked out because that is how good you are, where would someone start? I mean, just if they're just absolutely brand new. I had a lot of agents, talk to me yesterday. They're either just getting into the business, haven't got into it yet, but they're just there, but they don't know their ass between that and a hole in the wall, and they just need direction. So where would you say to start?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I would start with a vision, because without that, you're not going to have any sort of direction. So understanding what the promise you're actually setting in front of yourself is. And I'm not talking about the big why, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you want. What do you truly flipping want? Like what lifestyle do you want? Do you want to be that real estate agent that's working 60, 70 hours a week? Or do you want to actually work to live, not live to work? Right? So, start with that clarity first, and then understand that all of this stuff, honestly, is out there between you guys, and other podcasts. Pat Hyben has a great podcast that I've listened to him now for 3-4 years at this point. There's other mindset podcasts. There's books upon books. I mean, just in terms of business system and understanding the real estate business, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, The One Thing, and I mean, those two books right there are must reads for someone who's just getting their license and thinking, okay, well, I'm a real estate agent. What do I do?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, because the one thing is going to take their focus, bring it into that one thing they're going for, not 1,000 things. Then the Millionaire Real Estate Agent is going to come over, and he's going to show you how to build the team or how to build your business the way you want to do it. Focus towards the one thing.
Yeah,
I
absolutely
completely agree with you on that.
Absolutely. So those two books, and then I would read Shift right after that. Right. So those 3 books in tandem, if they can get that, like a book a month, do that.
At least.
But then the common question that I'll sit there and I'll ask my coaching clients, and I do this pervasively, and they sometimes get annoyed, but it's who do you need to become in order to achieve that promise? So who do you personally need to become? Values, characteristics, whatever that looks like for you, and how can you develop those things so that you can achieve that promise that we're talking about, and then you can break things down into a 12-month strategy, and then a 1-month measuring stick, and then really a weekly and daily tactical action items that are absolutely must do, no ifs, ands, or buts, non-negotiable. You must do those things to move forward.
Yeah, I think that is incredible. People don't do that, though. They don't do that. They always wish it was easier when you have to wish you were better.
All right, Jim Rohn.
Huh?
I said, all right, Jim Rohn.
Oh, I know. I love that quote, dude. I love that quote because I use it every day. I use it all the time for myself.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
If I'm going through a situation, or when Matt and I are trying to figure out something, and we're just beating our heads against the wall, and then I'm like, dude, we gotta wish we were better, not that it was easier. We gotta work the problem. Figure
Yeah.
out what it is, break it down into bite-sized pieces and attack. And don't worry about the goal. Just worry about your next step. See the next 10 feet in front of you and go from there.
Well, let's talk about the kind of the phase of like throwing a bunch of mud up against the wall and seeing what sticks. There's a balance here, I think, of when you talk about being intentional about lead generation. There is a point at which it's perfectly acceptable to throw a bunch of mud against the wall and see what sticks. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily. What the problem is if we're not intentional about that, and we don't understand that that is like a defined phase in the business, right? So we have this service that we want to provide, which is we want to help sellers, we want to help buyers, or both, or whatever the case is. Like we have this thing that we do, have a widget we sell. So the question is, well, how do we get clients into us? Well, I don't know. Right. So that at that point, it's perfectly okay to start going out there and saying, okay, what activities are everybody else doing? What resonates? What do I start to throw against the wall to see what sticks? But at some point, you're going to start to find out what works for you. And at that point, then you start getting really specific and intentional, and you move out of the intentionally throwing mud against the wall to see what sticks, and you start doing intentionally the thing that you figured out that works. The problem is people stay in that mode of throwing mud against the wall to see what sticks because they never stick with one thing long enough to see if it actually works or if it just doesn't bring them results as fast as they would like.
I actually was talking to a gal last week, and she was having a rough week, and she was like, I'm not getting listings. I'm like, well, help me understand, how long you've been in the business. She's been actively in the business for 4 months. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop bitching at me because you're in the business for 4 fucking months, dude. Seriously? It's going to take you 6, 12, 18 months to really start that flow. And you got to be persistent and consistent, nonstop, have that one vision and go for it. Don't stop for anything. Fuck, 4 months is like a blip. It's like a bird fart. You don't even know what happened. I mean, God.
What's the jam? Don't stop, Rockefeller Records, because they came to get down. What?
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was still reeling from the bird fart before we moved on to NWA lyrics.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah,
that's funny. All right. Well, let's talk about this because you mentioned this off air, but I want you to kind of go through it with us. Without naming names, you've got clients that are kind of doing things and just give people an idea of just the range of all the different like prospecting activities that your clients are doing that are actually working for them right now.
Yeah. So one of the big ones that's really becoming a focus of a lot of my clients is business to business. So that's one. And that gets missed nonstop. So there's one key. Obviously expireds. Right. Those are starting to drift down right now just because of the shift that we're seeing. For sale by owners are now starting to come out of the woodwork, but that is a huge business. And people are converting. What I'm seeing a lot of the system development go towards on the lead generation side is converting them on the buyer side. Because right now with some of the hotter markets, for sale by owners are actually selling. And the people that are going after the listings, they're swinging and missing. Right. Yep. So if they go after the buyer, they're going to convert the buyer, and then if they do not sell and they are motivated sellers, then you end up getting the listing. But you already have them signed on a buyer agency agreement. So there's one other tactic for lead generation. You have obviously just past clients and current clients, right? So I typically say if you're not generating 2 to 3 referral leads from a current client from the time that they list to the time that 90 days after they sell, we're missing something. Right. And we're either missing expectations or we're missing communications or service. And then past clients, the same thing. So we need to be sitting here and categorizing A, B, and C past clients and treating those A's like they're famous celebrities.
Yeah.
Right. And too many times we sit there and we're like, yeah, well, I call them once a quarter or I call them once a year or I treat it like a college relationship and thank you, ma'am, and peace out, But, getting to a point where sorry, guys. But getting it to a point where, you're calling them on a monthly basis and it's not to generate and sit there and say, hey, who do you know that's looking to sell or buy that I can help in the next 3 to 6 months? Develop the flipping relationship. Develop the relationship. They know that you're a real estate agent. Cultivate them into being lead generators for you. Show them what that looks like, right? And develop that relationship there.
We were talking to another individual and he, coined the phrase, which I thought was funny, booty calling your database. So you're just calling them to get some. So how can you make the difference, between, booty calling the database and treating them like a celebrity?
Yeah, I'll just break down a very, very simple system for you. That way the agents that are watching can just take it and implement. And it's so simple. So it's monthly phone calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are your A pass clients, your ideal pass clients that have a high capacity to refer, right? So you have monthly phone calls. You have quarterly pop buys just to stop in, say, hey, what's up? Small gifts. You have thank you card or gift cards. Those are considered small gifts. You can do like quirky gifts or whatever else if you know their personality style. Like Greg, I would get you a little junior grandmaster thing there.
That was
Oh
awesome.
God, do not
or like
get him a
maybe
junior
like a
grandmaster
medallion.
bobblehead.
Oh my God, I love both of these ideas. This is
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah. So, those little small things, and then getting face to face, whether it's getting face to face and doing break breads on a monthly or a quarterly basis as well. So if you're doing pop buys, you're doing a small gift, and you're also doing face to face break breads on a monthly basis with them. And then get this, if you're running a quarterly event, whether it's a happy hour, a wine tasting, whatever else, we'll say that it's a famous 50 list, like you have 50 people on your past clients that are A's. You're only going to get 10 to 15 people that are going to end up showing up. However, those 10 to 15 people, I guarantee right then and there at that event that you're going to get 10 to 12 referrals. Whether they buy or sell in the next year, we don't know, but you're going to get those names, right?
Yeah.
So, and then throw one big blowout like on a yearly basis, do a fall fest, do a holiday party, do anything else around those lines to just show massive appreciation and bring massive value to people. And don't forget about the small things like birthday cards, holiday cards, and things like that. If you implement all of those things, it is such a cost-effective business. If the measuring stick really is 50%, right? So if you have 40 people on the list, you should close 20 transactions from those 40 people in the year.
So here's something that we do, Andrew. Actually, well, not today, obviously. Next Friday, it's Cinco de Mayo, right? And we've thrown a Cinco de Mayo party we took a break for like 6 years, like freaking morons, but we did. So it is what it is. But we have like 90 or 100 people showing up for this event in next Friday. We have a keg of beer. We have margarita machines. It's catered with food. We have high school girls to check people in, update the information. People bring kids, so the high school girls are in charge of watching the kiddos, make sure they don't drown in the pool because can be a party downer. But we also encourage people to, the birthday cards and everything else. But an idea to stand out a little bit is to find holidays or events that aren't too mainstream so that you don't get wrapped up in everybody else. And when we say, also go to the title company and get the anniversary of the purchase date of that home and send them an anniversary of the day that they bought the house. Hey, happy anniversary, Matt and Julie. It's been 12 years since you guys moved into to your home. Congratulations. Love to get together, blah, blah, blah. It's something that's completely not normal and should catch them out of rhythm. And,
Yeah, and I'll add to that too. So, and again, just keeping things as simple as possible systematically, right? Because if you're an individual agent, doing a lot of these things and trying to manage everything it tends to go haywire.
Oh, yeah.
So once you get to that point of a little bit of leverage, whether it's a virtual assistant or an in-house assistant, whatever that looks like, think about this. Greg, you just closed on a client. You absolutely love the client. They're ideal for you. They are first-time home buyers. They're going to have a kid in 3 to 4 years. So they're going to want to move up, right? They have parents that are retirement age. So guess what? They're going to want to move down. So you're going to get referrals there. They have a grandparent who's moving into an old folks home, 2 months down the road. So you're getting that one. They have college friends galore that are now buying. Like those are your ideal clients, right? Because you're getting 7 referrals. So those people, think about getting to know them on a level where you know exactly really what their favorite food is, what their favorite restaurant is, and you just call them and say, hey, listen, I just set reservations for you Friday night at your favorite restaurant. Everything's all set, all taken care of for you. Just wanted to say thank you.
That's fantastic. I love that idea. And I will, kind of follow you up on that one with you as well. Let's say the people are erratic, right? They don't really have a schedule. Maybe he or she travels a ton and they aren't able to really, can't really nail them down, right? Or they have whatever. Another thing that we do is amazingclubs.com. Guys, I have put 2 different links into this feed. So if you guys are on iTunes or Stitcher, please go back to the YouTube and or actually Facebook channel and watch this. But there's amazingclubs.com. and I put in popbyideas.com. But amazingclubs.com, if you want to say thank you for a little while and you can't get them, and I love the restaurant idea. I freaking love the restaurant idea. It's like you're on their own personal concierge. But the Amazing Clubs is like wine, cigar, cakes, dog food, ties, whatever, right? You can get them 3, 6, or 12 months or once a quarter on something that gets delivered to you, like a box of 2 bottles of wine. Then every month or every quarter, or whatever it is, you can call them and say, hey, Andrew, dude, I got the vino, bro. When can I come over and drop it off? So you can stay up with them on that if they're a little bit more schizo and scatterbrained. But
That's good.
no one's ever. Why don't people do what we talk about doing? Because this is the customer service level that everybody wishes they were treated themselves, but they don't get it. So then they don't give it back to their clients. It's an evil little circle.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from what I've seen, it's a lot of I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the time to do it. I can't think about everybody to do it. If you're using a CRM and you just put the action item in the CRM that, hey, 3 months down the road, schedule restaurant, reservations. If you put that into the action plan, like that's how simple it is. Or even if you're using a CRM as simple as Google Sheets, if you just put that box in there, and I mean, it's right there in front of your face. It's part of your system. So I think really it's again, agents and business owners in general. This isn't just agents, and I coach some other insurance brokers as well, and it's the same story, right? Because everybody gets bogged down with I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, when all of that is just really just churning. We're just churning, and we're not really developing and cultivating that relationship. And that's really where, in my humble opinion, and probably not so humble opinion, but in my opinion, that's where I think our business is really going to start to stand out when it comes to real estate, when it comes to lending, when it comes to insurance brokers. Insurance wise, people are falling out nonstop, and they count on new business because it's essentially a churn, when if they were to develop that relationship and go just that one step, right? That horse doesn't have to win the race by more than 1/10 of a second, 100th of a second. However, that purse is ridiculously large in comparison to the second.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Very, very true. And would you say, Andrew, treat people the way you wish you had been treated? Like, write down your wish list of like, dude, when I buy this, this, and this, I would love to have this, this, and this as an appreciation. Don't go over the fucking top and be like, I want to be sent to France for a month. Come on, guys, seriously. But I mean, what if you're able to get a nice $200 bottle of wine if the guy really likes wine, or being put on that club list, or if they're a big foodie and you're able to book them like the best restaurant in town on a Friday night, and you give them like a heads up, like a week or two notice, like, hey, look, I'm going to book you guys for this. It's on me. You're going to get a best table at this restaurant. Everything's paid for. All you have to do is show up and enjoy. Yep. I mean, that kind of thing, that would be unreal. Do you understand the word of mouth quality that is? Mm-hmm. That's lifetime quality right there.
It's insane.
Yeah, and that's way better than postcards or Facebook ads or anything else. If someone Andrew comes to me and I work with him, and I say, Andrew, dude, I'm really excited, but I'm kind of nervous. I just found out my wife is pregnant with twins, and shit, man, we're gonna have a 1-bedroom condo. Andrew's like, dude, you got to use my agent, bro. Like, this is what he did for me, or she did for me. I'd be like, okay, I'm in. I'm going to go talk to this guy because you took one action, multiple ramifications in a positive way.
So, and I'll just reverse that a little bit, right? So if you're setting those expectations and you're driving that relationship, and so we'll say that like I was that A client, right? Mm-hmm. That person who just got pregnant is already looking, they would have already known.
Oh, because you've already been talking, because you're just a chatterbox about it, because you're like, this is.
I mean, no joke, because everything's on Facebook right now, or Twitter, or Instagram, or whatever else. Everybody has this. They want the perception that their life is just unreal. So guess what they're going to end up doing? They're going to put out there the pictures that, hey, they were at the concert, or they were at the restaurant, or they snapping pictures of the food. And if there's comments and everything else coming through, guess who they're going to thank?
You, the agent.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but you're so 100% right. And I mean, Jesus, that's a whole new level of stuff. So it's multi-pronged. I mean, there's multiple levels of reciprocation and gratitude being given out. One, Facebook, social media. Two, it's going to be one-on-one interpersonal relationships that will blossom and bloom based upon that one action you took.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, like it really just comes down to, again, what do you want your legacy to be? Do you want your legacy to be just a real estate agent that, hey, closed 200 transactions a year and, wheeled and dealed and did business the way that he wanted to do business and didn't give a crap about anybody else? Or do you want those 200 clients every year to really, and I hate to, this is so cliche, but really, do you want them to have that relationship with you where they would give a eulogy at your funeral? Like, would you go to that extent to develop that relationship with them where if you saw them on the sidewalk just walking through downtown, you'd stop, have a 5 to 10 minute conversation, give hugs at the end of it, and be on your way? And then, by the way, send another thank you card or call them the next day and, hey, listen, I was just thinking about how we got together the other day and that was too short. Let's get together for lunch.
Right there, that's
That is a
another
great message.
brilliant tactic and great thought pattern. I've never really thought about that. I mean, I've never really thought about would I want them, am I treating them to the level that they would take the time out of their day to come do a eulogy at my funeral? And my personal clients, no, I'm not. I am not doing that good of a job, and I need to start doing that. That is an eye-opener and awakener for me personally. So,
me too.
Yeah.
God damn it, Andy.
Yeah,
Well,
look bad on our
this was too short. We should do a longer episode next time.
Yes.
Send that to you in a note.
Then I'll call you. Hey, man, it was way too short.
So Andy, how can people connect with you and reach you? We want to make sure that people get that. And then I've got one last question for you guys before we round out.
Sure. So email or phone. So either Andy at pillar9, PILLAR, pillar9coaching.com. I almost spelled out 9, but it's actually the number 9. So Andy at pillar9coaching.com or my cell phone, 203-257-5279.
Oh, good Lord. You're not the first person to give out their cell phone on the show. I don't know how well that worked out.
It worked out just fine.
That's right.
So, and then for us, obviously, follow both of us on Facebook. Greg, you are at your friend limit, as you have said many times. Listen to the words that are coming out of Greg's mouth, except they're coming out of my mouth. Do not, friend Greg, follow him. So I just wanted to point that out. But Greg, let's talk for a second about the new course, because we're super pumped about that. And then I've got a question about farming that we'll cover before we close out the show.
Cool. Let's go.
All right. So first of all, what is the new course, the Get Now business? So where did that come from? What was the restrictions that we put on ourselves?
Guys, Get Now Business was born out of a strong disagreement that Johnson and I had one Friday afternoon. He wanted to throat punch me. I wanted to throat punch him. And we decided to disagree and go our own ways. And I was fuming. I went home and I was just like, fuck him. God damn it. I want to fucking do this my way. And he's doing the same thing, cussing, but eating cookies. I'm drinking beer. That's Matt's vice, by the way. He eats cookies when he gets frustrated and stressed.
That's right. So after every show with Greg.
Oh, shut up.
Not really. All right, go ahead.
No. So what I did is that we had this thing that we were discussing. It didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out, and we were really kind of bummed out. And so what I did is I went in and I'm like, okay, so what's the missing piece? And I'm like, okay, people didn't react to this the way we thought. So what could they react to? And the Getting Now business is this, guys. People don't want to do door knocking. They don't want to do cold calling for the most part. Okay. And most of the folks that watch our show and most of the people that are in the business don't really have a large budget to get business. Like a lot of the big teams and these celebrities and superstars they see podcasted and everything else, they can't compete with that. So here it is, guys. No cold calls whatsoever. No cold door knocks whatsoever. And your budget is a maximum of $500 a month for marketing. This is going to be a 4-week live training course. And we're going to show you guys how to get nearly free or free leads and business now. Not in 90 days, now that you can start putting it into your life. So we are pumped about it. I put the link into it at the beginning of the show. And Matt and I, we literally sat around for almost a month going, how in the fuck are we going to do this? Like we really cranked it down on ourselves. But then all of a sudden there was like this explosion of ideas. And we're like, oh my God, we can roll this into that into this and bring this over here. And then with what Gene just dropped on us, with now being able to go live into different pages, now that's a whole new referral opportunity we can use and leverage and build off of and put into this. I mean, it's awesome. So guys, go sign up. I'll put the link in again, but this is cool stuff. And we did it for you guys so that the people that need the help, that have no budgets, this is your course. This is your course. $297 one-time fee, 4 recorded live hours of you, me, Matt, and the hordes of other folks that need to get involved. I think, Matt, we're capping the classes at 20 because we won't be able to interact with people anymore. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. We'll see how it goes at that cap. If we can raise it and still keep the interaction the same, then we will. And not everybody's able to make it to every session, so we'll see how it goes. But that's the idea for now. Yep.
And
So
Nicole,
that's getnowbusiness.com if you guys are listening to the audio version.
Yeah, and I mean, so not that you guys need my endorsement at all, but I mean, for what it's worth, this is by far one of the best questions that I receive all the time. Like, how do I get business without spending $297 a month on Vulcan 7 or $396 a month on Vulcan 7 or whatever that is? Like,
Right.
like this return that you guys are talking about at $297 for 4 freaking courses, do it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, guys. Like, this is one of those must do's for you. Like, there's nothing else. Like, build your gosh darn business. Right now, you're building towards 2018. So build that business and do it now.
Yeah. I just put the link in again now, and guys, we honestly did not pay him for that.
No,
that means
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we never ask for that. So it's really nice to get that when it comes very, very naturally and organically. So yeah, man, we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
My pleasure,
really
man.
do.
You guys earned it.
And then the link is in there, guys. It does say Rockstar Circle Prospecting. It is the Get Now Business URL. Click on it, and you will watch the video and go from there. And Nicole, Knuckles girl, she just signed up.
Cool. Awesome, Nicole. All right, so there's one last question. I'm going to go through it quickly here, and I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole because we only have like 3 minutes left. So Philippe Olivier says, hey, guys, I'm thinking about developing a new farm area. The city has about 4,000 homes, 100 sales a year. That gives it about a 2.5% turnover rate, and no agents have a big market share. So, Greg, what are your thoughts on that, just high level?
First, what's the price point? Is it worth your time and your money? Can you get a better return on a higher marketplace with a bigger turnover rate and chip away at a more of a agent density area? Because if you have a 2.5% turnover rate and it's like $250,000, it might not be worth your while with that price. But if it's $1 million and you're at 2.5% and there's no agents, dude, go all in on that thing. Really go heavy on it. Andrew?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, if you're in that real, and I hate to say small, but it is a small area, especially with it not being that transient, step up and expand. Understand what other opportunities that you might have, and go look. Like, take that. I guarantee you, if you're willing to do at least that and expand it for a 30-minute drive radius or a 45-minute drive radius, you'll find other transient neighborhoods that may have a better return for you.
I like that point of view. I mean, it just really is this a new agent, Matt, or a veteran agent?
It doesn't say.
Huh. Well, Andrew, I think we can both agree. Turnover rate, how many agents, and where the prices are going, and look where the people are coming from. They're feeding into this market. Is there going to be a continuous feed into this? And why? Ask yourself the question: why is there not an agent or agents competing for that marketplace?
The only other question that I have, because the question doesn't really lend an answer to it, but is this his neighborhood that he lives in? And if he does, then I would say, then go after it. Like, you deserve to dominate that neighborhood because you live there. So if it's something like 4,000 homes and you can run the budget numbers there, but just the fact that it's your neighborhood, you deserve to dominate that. So move, do it. Not move like move your house, but move forward.
That's right. That's right. If you're the domination, get out. Just get out. If that's your neighborhood, just get out.
That's right.
All right, guys. I like that. That's very good advice. That's an interesting perspective, Andrew. We did get that question yesterday in the session about door knocking your own neighborhood. And I always find it funny because there's a lot of agents that ask about like marketing to their own neighborhood, and to me it strikes me as kind of the ultimate in laziness. Not that you don't want to dominate your neighborhood, but if your neighborhood's not worth dominating, then maybe don't put a bunch of time there and go find a neighborhood that is worth dominating, because maybe you live in a neighborhood where nobody moves. But it's it's one of those. I like that. I like that answer. It's a balance.
Even if your neighborhood is not transient, we'll say that you move into like this estates where nobody's moving, right? Like, everybody loves that neighborhood. They're there for 15 to 20 years. You don't know who they know.
Yep.
So the bottom, like, do a neighborhood block party, do a neighborhood garage sale, do a tag sale, wherever you are culturally to call it whatever it is. But there's things that you guys can do to build up that neighborhood presence and get the referral business, but drive the freaking relationships, guys.
Absolutely. It is all relationship based, guys. I mean, my father, he gets calls from people he did business with 20 plus years ago because they still see us, and they're like, hey, Terry, how are you? We haven't talked forever, but hey, come on over and list the house, because Terry had a positive impact on their lives. And I'm starting to see that myself in my own personal business. After 18 years, it's really starting to churn and turn over. But Andrew, I completely agree with you once again in this podcast. It is all relationships, no matter what. At the end of the day, no matter what Zillow tells you on buy all my leads, no, it's build a relationship and then grow from there.
That's right. So we got some great comments. Dan says just got registered, can't wait. Erica says she has her first neighborhood block party next Saturday, which is awesome. So guys, we appreciate, first of all, we appreciate everything. So just watching the show. At one point, I think it was Kevin that said this. Like, he actually put our website or the YouTube channel or something, like, he put the link or our show name up on the whiteboard for all the other agents in his office. And told them, hey guys, you need to go listen to this. Guys, it's that kind of stuff that has grown the show. If you guys notice, you don't see us popping up in your Facebook feed all the time with a bunch of ads asking for for more subscribers and download this and go review us and all this stuff that we could be asking for. Guys, we really just want to put out great content and then do some really great live courses that will genuinely help you. So we appreciate everything that you guys do to support the show and tell people about the show. Guys, you're listening, you're subscribing, you're sharing, you're leaving us reviews on iTunes, all that stuff that you guys do. We so appreciate it. I know Greg is better than I am at expressing it because he usually beats me to the freaking punch, but not this time. Not this time, Greg. This, as Chris Lockhead likes to quote from the Big Lebowski, this aggression shall not stand.
Oh, nice.
So I thought I'd get my 2 cents in there before we get a chance to close out the show by you thanking and telling everyone how much you love them. So how's that? How's that, Greg?
Well, Matt, I'm just thankful that you actually came out of your shell and you wanted to share inner emotions. I know we've been going through therapy as business partners on this, and that you...
Did we lose Greg? He froze up.
He froze up.
Oh, that's funny. I think we actually lost Greg.
We
All
did.
right, guys. Well, that will do it. So with that being said, Greg apparently has the internet has decided he doesn't need to be on the show anymore. Oh,
I am too.
Wait. Oh, okay.
You just fucker! You stole my thunder, didn't you? You did that on purpose. I know you did, Jonathan. All right, guys. Hey, we love you to pieces. You mean the world to us. It means more than you know to hear from you guys on everything that you guys, when you guys are successful. Hit Matt up on Facebook with messages if you got questions. Dude, contact Andrew, guys. If you want coaching, personal coaching, contact Andrew. It will be the best decision of your life. He is no joke, no bullshit. He is solid, and he will help you transition to the next level where you want to be.
Appreciate that, man.
Hey, dude, we talk to all kinds of folks. Everybody needs a different stage in life. And if we can help them, great. If you can help them, great. If they can just, go not listen to anything the podcast does and just laughs at us, that's okay too. At least you're hanging out, and at least hopefully you'll take something in at another point. But we're over bingo here, guys. So, Matt, what do we like to say? Oh, yeah. Peace out, ninjas. We go.